rebel, she's a saint, she's the salt of the earth, and she's dangerous. She's a rebel, vigilante, missing link on the brink of destruction. From Chicago to Toronto. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, daCAT, SHIRO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dash. Hello, Dashy. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing the super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Little Green Day for you in the beginning. We've got a few things to go over. This isn't going to be a crazy long stream. I did 3 hours last night and 4 hours the night before, and I've been doing a bunch of spaces, and so voice isn't feeling 100% well, but we'll see what we got here. VVC Stackr buy moment. Okay, yeah, so I freaking Rolly. Mr. Dr. Rolex, my bae, my hero. I had posted a picture last night saying like, hey, I just threw up a bunch of my Blackpink collectibles on sale to Stackr World. Some are up to 20% off. And I think most of those were bought. And then I guess there was a question like, okay, what's he doing? He out? Is he like wild stuff, right? Anyway, what I was actually doing is I was getting enough OMI and enough gems together, and I was saying, hey, I want to retake the 5th place position on the Stackr leaderboard. Stackr leaderboard has where you are in Star Wars, where you are in Disney Golden Moments, where you are in Marvel, where you are in DC. Like, how do you fare against everyone else? Now, if you go to Marvel, I'm like number 375, 390, like nowhere close. But if you click on the sub 100 and how many sub 100s we have, for a brief moment, I was number 5. Just had a couple of sub 100s above Mr. Rolex. I had 165. I think I was number 2 at one point. It was Dr. Profit, it was me, and then it was, I think, Big Bad Buckeye, and then Rolly, and then Bonespro and RH4C09. They just blew right past me. So I decided to take back the number 5 position from Rolex, and then not 10 minutes after this post, he said, yep, that's for about 5 minutes after you made this post. I just added 10 more sub 100s. So yeah, made me feel about this small, but just to be able to say I was just on that particular one was really cool. And maybe I'll pass him again, or maybe I won't. Maybe he'll keep track of me, and every time I get another 1 or 2 that are within close to him, he'll go in and just keep me away. So again, we'll see. The dude's got so many collectibles. He could sell some for other sub 100s, and the sub 100s are pretty. A lot of them are hard to get. Like, you can go. I don't know which ones he got. I don't know if any of them were. He had to have spent like $40 or $50 like per. He might have spent like $500. Because I got a lot of the ones that were pretty cheap. Like I have a couple of like Fleur kittens. I have like Electra, and yeah. So I'm curious which ones he got that were sub 100 for Marvel. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. That was fun, and more people will do that. Obviously, nobody's going to be able to catch. Even Rolly, it might be hard to catch RH4C09 or Bonespro, just because there's only so many sub 100s that are out there, and there's only so many sub 100s that are available for sale, even if they're like they have them and people are in those accounts. You'd have to offer them something nice to sell. So if you could come in right now with $1 million, and it's just like the sub 100s for Marvel are so scarce. Now, once word gets out that you're actually paying for those, and you're like, yeah, we're giving you, however much, then people start to come out of the woodwork. But for the most part, it's just impossible to do right now because of how few sub 100s there are. And again, as the market picks up, like it seems to be doing, some people will be like, all right, hey, I looked at my account. I actually have a bunch of sub 100s. I'm going to, sell a bunch. That's kind of what you have going on with the OGs of like Bitcoin right now, right? So there's a guy named Hodl Florida that said, if we don't hit a new all-time high soon, I'll be fully convinced that there's so much paper Bitcoin being traded and bought, it's becoming scammy. There's no way all of these companies are claiming they are buying millions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin. there's no way that's true if there's no movement on it. So you have a guy named Troy saying OG Bitcoin holders own most of the supply and have held for the last 8 to 16 years. They're the ones selling if you look on chain. If you own 10,000 plus Bitcoin and bought for only a few dollars, you might want to sell and enjoy the profit. Nobody lives forever. You can't take it to the grave with you. And Huddle Florida responds, oh, I definitely would, but there can't be that many people who have held for that long. Someone named Kristen says, I believe it's the OGs selling. Their life has been on hold longer than ours, so they earned this, and next time we're next. And Huddle Florida says, but there can't be that many OGs, right? So Josh Mandel, the Twitter guy, not the former Ohio State treasurer, says it's simple. Short sellers of IBIT, for example, are creating paper Bitcoin. This happens through operational short selling, where market makers borrow ETF shares and short them, while the funds itself hold the real Bitcoin. The result is more claims on Bitcoin than actual coins. And we've seen this with GameStop before. So you have a guy named Crimson Suppository. It's a great name. It's like, wait, the shares that are borrowed and sold are backed by actual Bitcoin. So where are the extra claims? And you have Josh Mandel again saying the coins were originally purchased when the shares were bought for the first time. When a short seller borrows shares and sells them short, it's essentially like selling the same shares again. No extra coins are acquired in the process. The buyer of these short sold shares might assume Bitcoin is being bought on the open market that day, but that's not the case. One thing I appreciated about buying Bitwise Invest ETF shares was being able to see my 2.1 million worth of Bitcoin purchases reported that very day. And again, not paper Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin. Soul Upside says, so this is why you believe 444, a la there will be a supply shock later this year. Thanks for the info. Josh, it's my pleasure. And a guy named Setharoni, like at some point, will something break their ability to continue shorting, or can more shorts continue to pile on perpetually? And Josh says the levies will break at some point. And I believe they will too. Andre Stoltzvik says, okay, I will unmute the term paper Bitcoin. This actually makes sense. People can pile into Bitcoin ETFs, but effectively only buy lent shares that are shorted. Thus, no new Bitcoin is bought from the market. That's how they're able to keep it down for so long. And he continues on to say, just under a year ago, I was also clued into the fact that it's possible to multiple short shares. If I buy a share that was shorted, my share can be lent out again and bought again. Thus, there might be multiple owners of the same share. This was evidently a big part of the thesis of GameStop. That's exactly what I just said, of the GameStop squeeze. It would not be possible to buy back all of the short shares as the total was way above 100%. Evidently, it was reported as 140% of the float. So as long as no one sold, it couldn't be unwound. Josh Mandel says this is why they have been using swaps. Adam Graff says every short is a future buy. It just depends at higher, bad for them, or lower, good for them. They can wait it out and kick the can, waiting to buy lower, but that costs them. In the end, they'll likely be forced to buy during a face-melting candle one day out of nowhere, and that's going to be awesome. And that's why you see those God candles come out. Since 2017 CME futures inception, there has been paper Bitcoin, and Josh says, hence the blow off top in December 17. Anthony Quadro says, I remember this vividly, and they meant it. Or CME Group's Leo Malamed says, we'll tame Bitcoin. And clearly they didn't. Dark Side of the Moon says, can anyone spot the moment cash settled Bitcoin futures started trading? And Josh said it was a blow off top of December 2017. So you have these people that are, again, once a lot of this money that's flowing into Bitcoin, not all of them are actually getting Bitcoin. Some are getting like Bitcoin shares that are just paper Bitcoin and not a ton of Bitcoins being bought. I mean, there's still Bitcoin being bought. Like I'm positive Michael Saylor's buying actual Bitcoin, not the shares of it. But yeah, at some point you'll see a God candle come out of nowhere. When that happens, it'll go crazy. Everyone will be forced to buy and just buy and buy and buy. Can't wait for that. Anyway, let's do VeVe Stacker. But yeah, so I'm not the only one that's on VeVe or that's on Stackr stacking. There's a bunch of people on yesterday. And I didn't spend that much to get the sub 100 stuff. It was, I think, less than $100 to get a lot of these things. So there are still deals out there. Maybe not so much right now. Something but mine must have sold. I have $13. in my account. The drop today, I didn't take a look at this. I don't know how well it did. Let's see how well the Pooh Fairy has done. Let's say 1616. What was that? 59. Okay, 157. Oh, there's only two. There's the Pooh Fairy and Cocoa Pouch. And Cocoa Pouch, it will. Oh, there we go. Let's say if it'll load for me. Let's do 313 minus 265. Oh, it made $5,000. All right. I honestly, I was not expecting much from this, but it made $5,000. Let's take a look at the. Come on. $25, and the Pooh Fairy is going for $5.25. And I'm very curious on what the secret rare is going for. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot out there because it's not showing up. I could just search for it. I haven't yet though. Okay, yeah, I'll do a search. What's this thing called? I assume that's got to be like $80. All right, Coco. And then there's 9 in the market, so it's very scarce. It's $75 right now. I figured 80. If you wanted to actually, but you probably blow it to like 69. You know what I'm talking about. And then it'd probably sell. A lot of the stuff that I put on Stackr yesterday, I don't even know if I have. Can I go to transactions and see which ones? Yeah, so I had a couple of these things. None of them really went crazy. For Stackr, I think I sold maybe like $500,000 or $500,000 OMI worth of stuff. So I just got a little bit there. So I guess I made like another $100. So again, it's really not a lot, but being able to go in and get more OMI is pretty cool. That other amount of OMI that I was supposed to get at the end of this month, that deal did fall through, and I was expecting to get a good like 10 or 20 million from it, which again you could just buy, but I'm still waiting for a heavier dip. And again, it might not be OMI that dips. Definity's down a bit this week. DEVVE's actually up, and I really wanted to get more DEVVE. And also the news that the haters are going to hate. It's going to be released tomorrow, one way or the other. They could do the press release tomorrow. I could do the press release tomorrow. We could both do it, but either way, that will come out tomorrow. Unless they tell me not to, I'll talk to them again maybe Tuesday. Oh, also David will be coming on the 24th. Give me 1 second here. He's going to be traveling tomorrow, and the 17th is bad for other reasons. So for the OMI is my homie show, he'll be on June 24th to talk about all things OMI. And maybe I'm sure that big IP that he teased is going to be out by then, or at least announced by then. We might not get that actually for a while, but at least it's going to be announced. I have another announcement for daCAT. daCAT on Wednesday night on that show. I'll announce another community that's joining the universe. And speaking of which, I was on a space before with Space Penguins, and I think they had read the first half of the comic book that I'm writing, and I've been booking it the last couple days. I'm on like page 18. It might like to go 25 pages. It might go more, it might go less. But they had said, it's so epic, man. I was totally locked in reading. You're really great at what you do. Everyone's going to love it. So a lot of times for writers or anyone, it could be any artist or architect or whatever, you can do something, and then the person whom you're doing the work for would be like, hey, can you change this and this? Can you do X, Y, and Z with this? And then it's like, okay, you do it because they're paying you. But I haven't had any complaints from any of these like ladies on the soul. Chef's kiss. for Space Penguin. He loves it. Now maybe he likes the first half and he's just not going to jive with the second half. Although it gets so good, I can't wait for him to read the rest. And I'll hopefully finish that before Wednesday, so I can, once that deal is officially inked and whatever, I can start on theirs immediately. And good stuff, good times all around. Let's get to some of the crypto now. Anyway, let's do SHIRO. And let's see what they're doing today. SHIRO, my bays, they are down about 5.5% today. At a $4.8 million market cap, 950K in volume. So SHIRO actually has a little bit of news today. Where is that? It was Migos. I know it was today. Ghost. I'll take care of the ghost. Pop culture. SHIRO, I know you. Okay. Creative Outlaws. SHIRO bounty is on the loose, and Meownimal News needs you. Join the hunt for the most wanted cat by completing one or both of these creative missions. Task 1, design a bold, fun graphic for the SHIRO Weekly Mew. Or Task 2, create a wild 30-second lead-in video for the show. Deadline is 5 days from now. Rewards are $50 for chosen graphics or $150 for a chosen video. Crime, hardcore creativity. Post your masterpiece on X with the hashtag SHIRO bounty complete and tag your Telegram handle. And let's catch this cat in style. They do a bunch of stuff for their community. Also, another, can I say this? I don't know if I can say this yet for them. Long story short, there's a lot of, they're going to be burning even more. They burned over 20% of the supply. They will burn more. I really like that. And I didn't know they were this low. I should really get a bag. I have a very, very small bag. That's very small. I can't stress how small the bag is. So I want more. And that's the same thing with like Earth 2's Essence, where it's like, now obviously SHIRO has more followers on their Facebook, or not on their Facebook, on their X account and on their Telegram than Earth 2 does. The market cap though is very similar. Earth 2 is actually down 6% on the day. It's 6.7% on the day. It's a bad day for altcoins. $10.3 million market cap, but that's fully diluted. The actual market cap is likely much smaller. Is likely probably like $1 million, like maybe. Again, max supply was 1 billion. The total supply that could ever be now is 363 million. A lot of people have burned a ton of Essence, and yeah, the total supply is all that could really ever be, and the circulating supply is just what, we don't know yet. And I'm so curious about what it is. What they have in volume for the day, 6,300 in volume. So yeah, I think that when Earth 2's Essence like pumps up, again, it's SHIRO has this, but it's got like 1 million in volume. Earth 2's Essence, 6,300. It's very, very low volume. Same thing with DEFFINITY, and I'll get to DEFFINITY here real quick before we get to daCAT. DEFFINITY is actually up 1.2% on the day to 3.8 cents. 2,200 in volume, so pretty low. And a $6.6 million market cap, fully diluted, 5.9 right now. And on the space that I was in before, I actually, let me see where I posted it. I said it was a guy named Joe On-Chain. Joe On-Chain had a space called 10-minute shills, giveaways, alpha, and all that. And I said, I love being able to talk about daCAT, SHIRO, OMI, DEFFINITY, and DEVVE. And this was my exact pitch. I was like, hey guys, I'm Randy. I got started in finance in 2017 after getting out of the military. I got really good at determining what companies are undervalued, which ones, could pay back a loan, which ones couldn't, judging by bank statements and judging by, just who they are on the phone. And then I rolled a lot of those profits into my second business, which was the Pokemon business. And then buying some Tesla on the side. I knew they were undervalued. And then, Earth 2 got me into the metaverse, which got me into, crypto and NFTs. And then, that's where VeVe came in. And I leveraged my relationship with the CEO to say like, hey, here's what I can do. And again, like, I understand that some people, they have multiple jobs and they have family members and they can't, like, they invested a certain amount in the company or companies or tokens, whatever, and they want to be able to like, hey, could you tell David this? Could you tell David that? What about this? Well, be advised, the entire team knows exactly what everyone wants, and I'll get to that in a second. But on the show, I was just like, I'm friends with the CEO of this company. If you don't know what VeVe is, they're the largest digital collectibles platform in the world. And what they do is they take the licenses of Star Wars, of Lamborghini, of Aston Martin, of Marvel, of DC, of anything that's Disney, of Powerpuff Girls, Ghostbusters, you name it, they have it. And what we're going to do at daCAT is we're going to be shoulder to shoulder with them, starting with our comic book. We're going to outsell most of the comics that drop on there every Wednesday. And I would say, like, as other communities found out what we were doing, they wanted to be in. They pay to actually be in the comic, and I'm actually getting paid to write a lot of people's comics, building this big universe. Got an offer, 2 offers for the daCAT IP for $100,000 each. So I think they both might know each other, because like I don't know how they both got to that $100,000 mark. But anyway, I went and I said, and be advised, guys, like when you're represented by me in this daCAT universe and we get on VeVe, it's not just them, but I'm an affiliate for DEVVE. DEVVE has the fastest blockchain in the world, doing 8.8 million transactions per second. Their sharding technology can spin up a crypto or a shard to be regulatory compliant anywhere in the world, regardless of what they have, of rules and restrictions they have. And DEFINITY doing hundreds of thousands each month, and they have like a $6 million market cap. And it's like, so part of the reason why a lot of people go in and why we have the channel justified at 250K just based on revenues. It wasn't really based on anything else. And I realized I probably sold myself short on that 250. It's probably a bit higher. Anyway, that was my exact pitch to them. And I said, check out daCAT. This is one of the only tokens that's going to have a business behind it. It's already worth X amount. And I keep telling people I can justify a $10 million market cap by the end of the year, just on the token, based on what the IP is, what the blue sky, valuation would be at. And then I told them that, well, I know out of the top 30 wallets that have like 60-something% of the supply, I know 25 of them, and they're pretty diamond-handed. Obviously, volume's a thing right now that daCAT tends to not really have. Actually, let me see. Let me just finish with DEFINITY first. So again, I like to go over all of this stuff every time I pitch in a space. And every time there's always people reaching out. There's always people. And again, all roads lead to VeVe, right? That's the idea. And part of the reason why I'm able to do certain things with VeVe is because, like, it's never what you can do for me. It's what can I do for you? How can I service you today? What can I do today to serve you? And, that's how you do that with anyone. It doesn't have to be VeVe. Go and do that with Voltinu, right? Like, Voltinu is a great project. They have great people there. And if you want to go out and make content about them and talk about them and go on their spaces, that's how you get in the inner circle. It's hard to be in the inner circle, one, when you do nothing but complain, but two, it's hard to do that when you aren't really doing anything extra. And I get it. Like, you can have a gold and silver VeVe logo, like, just buy it and then come to the party and then talk to Dan David. I mean, again, you could go to the VeVe parties in general. You don't have to have that logo. It's the gold logo parties, the extra one that Mr. MC1 puts on. Anyway, I feel like I'm going too high about this. I started with DEFINITY, but they're just one of the things that I love it just gives me a little bit more legitimacy, where if they don't really know or understand who I was in my background, they're like, okay, well, and they Google the company and they say, oh, great, DEFINITY has this, doing X, Y, and Z, the hybrid decentralized exchange for institutions. They have onboarding, offboarding, and, DEVVE having these, contingent transaction sets. Like, again, it just gives me a little more credibility, which gives daCAT more credibility. The higher Randy Chavez's credibility, the higher daCAT credibility. Anyway, after DEFINITY, let's actually take a look at daCAT, which, again, I think it's a very low volume day for it. $143, $1.6 million market cap. Most of these buys will come in probably later in the year. Well, I mean, obviously it's not gonna happen right now. I would say by fall. I don't think we'd have to wait for December for. I think by fall I'll be able to go in and help push this up to several million. And then by the time, blow off top happens, definitely 10. But again, again, you can have something like, Crappy Bird came out of nowhere. And I mean, the reason why I knew about them and talk about them every now and then is because, yeah, they have a cool game. Yeah, they have a cool dev. But, they're part of the daCAT universe. And I even posted something before about Crappy Bird. So you have Basement. Basement has 46,000 followers over on X. On his X, it says the headquarter of base degen. Your go-to source for all things base, uncovering the latest news, insights, and so on. Not affiliated with base. They just that's just what they do. They do it for fun. And he goes on and posts 5 base narrative memes you don't want to miss. Narrative meme is a new form of cultural expression, not just a quick laugh, but an idea with depth and purpose. It's an insight that solves a problem or addresses a need, shared and adopted by a community, turning into a living narrative. And number 1 is Crappy. Went from almost dead to 12x in just a few days and has a strong community. So I reposted that. Said it's great to see that Crappy Bird base, who will be in the daCAT token universe, is getting some recognition. As an OMI lover, I love to see all tokens on base do well. And speaking of what's on base, so you have Chaos on the Chains. Chaos on the Chains is a mobile gaming platform. They paid to be in the comic. I might be doing I did a joint space with them like 2 weeks ago. I might be doing another joint space with them or multiple spaces in this next month. And I haven't posted in a couple of days. But just look at the stuff that they're doing. It's pretty freaking cool. And they will be on the base blockchain as well. They're building on base. So when their token comes out, I'm going to grab a bunch because I like to support the people that I do business with. Anyway, what's up, Zafacer? Saying first, my man. They say, let's go. Let's get this bread. I love this game. Sad Bukasa says, let's go. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. VeVe Zombie says, yo, what up, Zombie? How's it going, fam? Good to see you again. Kuma says, what up, fam? Yeah, we have to talk to Dr. Profit and be like, okay, when do you want to do this? So yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him after this. You can just remind me. That would be great. Zombie says, nice, Randy. I think I'm ranked 90 in the 1%. You mean the sub 100? Yeah. Oh, nice. Top 100. Very nice. How much? Yes. All right. 63 SW. I think I have a screenshot of that. Just gotta look for Spider-Man. 63 SW has 8 secret rare Spider-Man, and 7 of them are 2 digits. I'm not worthy. That is so heckin' impressive. Bananas. Because are all the Stackr listings viewable within the VeVe app? Yeah. So all you have to do, I'll show you real quick. Let's just search for like Todd Batman, right? Take a look at them. There's 81 in the market. So it won't show up top, even if it's cheaper. So right now, I think it's 400 for the Todd. I have to go out and go back in. I'm gonna have to go out and go back. Oh no, I know. So it's 379 for Todd, right? You scroll all the way down, then you can see the stuff on Stackr, and the cheapest is 17 million. Oh no, it's 1.7 million. I'm sorry. 1.7 million is like 357. So you get like $20 off. It's not, meh. Oh, Vicente is selling his Todds. Interesting. And the same I think is for Riso. I don't know if he has any for sale because there's only 8 of them on the market. So I don't think that he might have like 1. And if it would work for me, I would show you. There we go. 543 is the cheapest. Wait, what the? Oh, okay. I thought I saw something, but I didn't. And there's something else that you can get for 495. You know, it ends in 4 hours 47 minutes, so you can get a little bit there. But partner saturated, there's definitely some on there that is both for gems and for OMI. Again, I'm gonna say like 1,000. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I don't know why this is going so slow today. All right, partners, there's 51 of them. I feel like that's pretty low. And all right, 1,044. But then you scroll down and you start to see it one for 5. Which is like 1,100. So there's really no difference there, which is fine. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get to what I did. I did SHIRO, daCAT, DEFFINITY. Let's do DEVVE here. Let's do it on up 2.5% to 56 cents. This is on Uniswap via Gecko terminal, and $49 million market cap. So it has been going up. It was actually up to 59 cents earlier today. And I'll take a look at where the volume's coming from. It is 453,000. So again, it does this on very little volume. And on that DEVVE roundup that they did yesterday, they had talked about, you know, who the partner is. Well, they didn't say who the partner was, but they talked about it. Where Austin was like, "Hey, you know, might we have like a timeline on this?" And basically, what Tom said is that as further things are done to like solidify that partnership and be able to announce that, that enables other things to happen as well. It's like a game where it's like, okay, you need to have, you know, 10 Pokemon to receive the Flash HM, right? And it's like, well, I only have like 7 Pokemon, but I have this Caterpie that's at like level 6. Let me evolve that real quick in the Metapod. Okay, well now you have 8 Pokemon. Let me evolve that into a Butterfree. Okay, now you have 9. So not only does it, you know, you're raising this Pokemon, and not only does it get you more Pokemon in your party, but you also have a now you have a Butterfree, raise a couple more levels. It knows Confusion. Now you have a Psychic move in there, and Psychic moves are generally very good. So basically, that's what they're saying is like, as we do one thing, like with the exchange partner, whoever that is, it also helps them complete another thing, like in a tech tree. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then Will Stewart, who was on as well, he had said, when I raise company for money for companies, the last time he did that, he raised like $750 million over the course of 5 years. But it wasn't about the money. It was about the value that they got. Whereas, you know, you can get any VC to give you money, but are they going to open their network for you? Are they going to do things for you? And this is what I mean. Like, I would love for VeVe to sell a part of their company to an Apple, to a Google, to a Microsoft, to a Tesla. Why? Because then they could say like, hey, can we use some of your things to like fix our app, or can we use some of your guys to do whatever? Like, it's one thing to get money, it's another to get the money and the resources that the company who's giving you money has. And that's what he specializes in. So I've honestly have never been more bullish on the company. I should probably buy a little bit more. I don't have as much as I want yet. I was waiting when it was at like 45 cents. I was like, come on, get to 30 something cents. And I just, you know, I just didn't do it. I wish I did at 40 something cents, because now again it's 56, almost 57 cents right now. But just a week ago it was 47. And then I think, yeah, May 30th, like 10 days ago, you know, it was at 45 cents. 3 months back, I think that's still the low. But then obviously you have a max of something that hit in September. That's 14 cents. It definitely went down to 12. You know, you're up really nice amount from that. And I wish we can go back there, and we won't. but I wish we could. Who is this? Oh, very good, very good. Shout out to everyone that's going and requoting the space and tagging me and stuff on X. I appreciate it. So that's DEVVE. Let's take a look at OMI here. 35 minutes into it. OMI's down about 0.7% on the day. 00021. Let's take a look at the coin market cap, because that usually has a more accurate volume. Yeah, 0002161. And we have $59 million market cap. Volume is 1.95 million. Let's see how much of that is deep coin. 366, so like 18-19% of the volume is from deep coin. And that's it. Again, also the liquidity, like on base, is pretty low still. Doesn't even say it. It says liquidity score 325. Let me take a look at the liquidity for OMI on base. Ugh, my body. It is $260,000. It's so hard to be able to justify buying this when it's like how are you supposed to have, you know, $1 million worth if the liquidity is like 26% of that? You know, it makes it very hard to sell. I really wish they can get some more liquidity on there. Because I think they need it. I think that's what makes people a little skeptical. And let's see what the score is, because you can go and talk about liquidity score here. Liquidity score on Uniswap on base is 325. On OKX is 368. Mexi it's 342. Gate is 278. Bitmart 138. It's actually really low. So yeah, not a crazy amount of volume here on that, and I wish that would be better. But you know, he'll be on in 2 weeks from Tuesday. David will, and you can ask him whatever questions you want, or well, we will ask him whatever questions you want, and you can totally comment, and then maybe we'll comment the question. It says, yeah, as listed at the bottom, they should implement a sort by value onto our OMI's view of the current state value together with, yeah, they probably should, because not everyone that shops on there is going to know. Let's say it's like, okay, you want an item, but you have no less than $100, no more than $100, right? Well, if you look at the gems and like after the first 5 that are like 80, 90, and then it goes to 110, you're not going to scroll past that, because like, okay, well, I can't afford them anyway. Why would I even look at it? And then at the bottom is just this, hey, we actually have something that's well within your budget. It's a nice mint number. It's a discount. Yeah, I agree. I agree they should. Like, how high is that on the priority list for them? I don't know. But yeah, I think they should do that at some point. Because it'll probably take a while. There aren't many people working for OMI VeVe. God knows Dan does all the coding yourself today. What's up, Casual? How's it going, fam? I hope you're doing well. Does OMI get cut in half from here? It could. I would have a really hard time selling or not selling. You know, the thing is, you just don't want to sell other I mean, but if OMI gets cut in half, yeah, 100%, I'd have to sell a bunch of other stuff. I would put, let's say at 00010, right? You know, let's say it cuts in half, 00010. It's $100 for $1 million. 1,000 gets you 10. I'd get another 100 million, because it's just 10,000, right? 10,000 gets you 100 million. If it stayed down there, I would totally do that. I wouldn't even really have to sell anything, but yeah, I would do that. I would get another 100 million. I would, oh God, if I could, like, so my number 41 gold logo is up there for like 30K, right? I have gotten offers on it, but they're like very small. And I'm not saying that 30K is my sticking number. You know, it could be lowered if y'all have, you're like, yeah, you know, I want it, but I don't want to pay 30K. I want to pay this amount. It's like, okay, well, I won't go down to that amount, but what if I go down to this amount? Well, the max I'd really go is here. And if we're like if we're still like thousands of dollars away, but if we're like kind of close, we could usually work something out. And that's why I really like to do business, and I when it's like so difficult, like some people are like, bro, this deal is so difficult, like, I'm never doing this again. And then when it's done, some people are just like, that made it all worth it. That I will do every deal like that if it's like that, because now I feel better about myself. I close that deal, nobody else would be able to. And I share some of those feelings, but I hate dealing with difficult people. Like I will choose to never do business with them again if they're too difficult, even if I make a bunch of money, because it's just not worth the aggravation. It's not worth my time. I mean, probably worth it, but that's a hard no for me. But yeah, I if it went down to 0001, I'd probably get another. I'd get another 100 million if it stayed down there long enough for me to do that. That might take a day or two. That might take a couple days, but I could do that pretty quickly. Is there going to be liquidity for that as well? Like if I put in $1,000 at once, does it go apeshit? Does it go wild? Or can I put in 1,000 at once and not really affect it too much? We'll see. If it went into the quad zeros, let's say like quad 08, right? It's like 80. Oh my god, yeah. I'd get a ton. Be great. What's up, Bill Gardner? How's it going, fam? Hope you're doing well. BB's always says, yo, BG. Bill Gardner giving those dabs. Carter Gold says, hey, Chavez Cat and Dashy, still here lurking. Just been consumed by the Stanley Cup playoffs. Team has been Florida Panthers since '93. Let's go. In 2018, I was in Vegas and I made a bet about. I just made a bet about the Islanders like winning the Stanley Cup, and the odds were like 1,000 to 1 or something. And then they made the playoffs. I don't really follow hockey, but they made the playoffs the following year, and I was like, oh shoot, I could win a bunch of money. And then they like won the first like playoff round, like swept them. I was like, oh shoot. And then they lost. But for a minute there, I was like, I think I put like I didn't put a lot. I think I put like $100 on it. But 1,000x is, would have been a nice 100K. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's get to some of this news here that I did not get to yesterday. Where was this? All right, I read Fogue making it to level 40, and I love that people are really out there and they're celebrating those small wins. daCAT has been number 1 on Memezilla forever because we don't get outvoted. I don't want to do that. Michael Saylor says you should get more Bitcoin before there's no more Bitcoin for you. Probably smart idea. I like. Congressman Steve Scalloway says what's happening in Los Angeles isn't a protest, it's a full-blown attack on law enforcement. We urgently need the one big beautiful bill, which will put 10,000 more ICE agents on the streets to help stop this madness. We cannot and will not tolerate violence and the violation of our federal immigration laws. If and I'll just say it like it is. If the LAPD or Gavin Newsom would say like, hey, the First Amendment is great. A lot of members of the LAPD, are veterans themselves. They fully support people exercising their First Amendment right. But when you firebomb hotel lobbies and you set cars on fire and you straight up attack police officers like that, that is not a First Amendment thing. That's an attack. And then I know that famous lines that's like, violence is the language of the unheard. Okay, well, expect to get shot then. Like if you're committing violence, and be thankful that they used rubber bullets for most of it. I don't know if there actually was any shootings without that. I mean, that's a consequence they have to do. But if they had gone and said like that, like, hey, we love this, but this is not that, and they were like cool with it, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. But what are they saying? Let's hear what the people on this side have to say. But the LAPD just full out going on and saying like, oh, we're thankful that everybody's you know, these protests remain peaceful. It's like they're clearly not. I have like there's video of, again, people lighting stuff on fire, throwing rocks at cars, and it's like, bro, this is the type of shit I'd expect to see in a place that I would deploy. And it's not. It's like in the first. It's in California. Like, bro, wild stuff, right? Yeah, SHIRO really engages with the community, and it's great. Also, here's me with the stash. 2016 was pretty wild. Pretty wild. Can't show the rest of that photo. Oh, my friends. Sorry, I'm scrolling through these photos that I screenshots that. Okay, BlackRock has been buying ETH. Has been on an ETH buying spree. 500 million in ETH in the last 10 days. First they came for Bitcoin. Now it appears they're coming for ETH. What happens next should not surprise you. That being said, what did the rest of the market do today? I feel like it wasn't a crazy amount. Rest of the market, Bitcoin and ETH are flat on the day. Bitcoin's up like 0.2%. ETH is down 0.6%. XRP's up 4% though. Solana's up 2%. I think that's pretty flat. Avalanche is up 2%. Yeah, it's just been kind of nothing days. And again, like, how long can we trade sideways for? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Just over the last month, had that wicked down thing to 100.1 or 101, 102, you know, whatever, but obviously has been high up to like 112. And that's over the past month. 3 months, again, we've gone down to like 74, which is like so super low. But Ethereum, yeah, over the past month, you know, it's up 7%. But over the last 3 months, you know, take a look at when we were down to like 1,300. You know, we were up to like 2K. Get down. Actually, if you take a look, and it won't. I hate this that it won't show like 6 months. If you look at it through January 20th, where it's at $3,200, right? And around the $3,000 mark, Eric Trump tweeted, "It's a good idea to buy Bitcoin." And then it literally got cut by like it took a 60% haircut. That would have been the time to buy, but everyone was freaking out. They're like, bro, 1,400. Yeah, we could reach like 900 again. And yeah, again, it's crypto. That type of stuff is wild, and it's mostly caught back up. It's at 25 or 2.5K now. I see it doing a doubling or a tripling from here, and let's take a look at what that would be. That would be a doubling is a $600 million market cap. A tripling, I'm sorry, a $600 billion market cap. A tripling from here would be a $900 billion market cap. I think that's possible. I would probably sell it at 5K, put it into other stuff that hasn't run yet. I Break Stuff says, "What's up, everyone? What's up, I Break Stuff? I dig the Vader PFP you got. It looks pretty dope. Looks pretty dope." Charizard stuff. Pokemon. For anyone that wants to get the new Pokemon game, 2025 Pokemon fans can look forward to Pokemon Legends ZA. It's a new adventure set in Lumio City, which is slated for release in late 2025. The game is expected to be a sequel to Pokemon Legends, Arceus, and will feature Mega Evolutions. Additionally, ongoing live services games like Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon TCG Pocket will continue to receive updates and new content. More detailed breakdown. There's a main new game coming 2025. I think they're looking at October 16th, 2025. That's what they're looking at. India is going to start the daunting task of counting their population, and they are hiring 2.7 million people to be responsible to count the entire country. I repeat, they have to hire 2.7 million people to do like a census thing and determine How this is going to be such? I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be wild. It's going to be massive. Oh, so one of the things I bought yesterday, dude, Captain Carter, ultra rare, mint number 92, $20. Mr. Fantastic, the rubber, it was $12. Number 70 was $12. So some of the stuff that Essence going to be huge. I know, and I want to buy more, but I'm so like. So I was actually on the phone with Aria Realty today, and I was like, "Hey, what do you? Hold on. So we're at 2.8, right? We are at 2.8, but on the day of May 13th, they were at 26 cents. And that was the low. So we're pretty, there's not too much lower that you could go here for Essence. I mean, obviously it can get cut in half, anything go lower. But I was talking to him about just like, hey, when the metaverse narrative hits, this is going to do pretty well. He hasn't sold any of his Essence. I don't think he's bought extra. I mean, the dude's got over 1 million. He's got a ton. And what I probably should do is take some like Definity gains, right? And chuck it at, nah, I should. Yeah, it's just a very small amount. Let me do something here. Real quick. No fighting. And Essence, when you go to buy it on Uniswap, it's still listed under newer tokens. Like, this is a newer token. Do you want to? So I mean, we'll see what happens. I am slowly buying a little more. The goal is to get a million Essence, which right now is like $30,000, which I don't want to sell stuff to do that. I think I'll be able to get it without having to sell too much, or at least without having to sacrifice future profits of other stuff. I'll be going over and getting okay. I'll be going over and getting, I'll be selling stuff for profits later and putting into Earth 2 if it doesn't run first, which it might. But right now it looks, what swap failed? What the heck? How did it fail? What is going on with Essence? All right, let's take a look at this. I was gonna buy some, and it just got, it went up to a, give me that Haktua. The last sale was an hour ago. Like, there's been nothing. What's the 6,300 in volume? There's so little volume, and there's so little liquidity too. It's 135,000 liquidity, which I get is better than some, but yeah, it's. There's 115,000 in pooled Essence, and there's 19,000 of pooled Ethereum. So there's actually, if you wanted to sell even $20,000, you couldn't, because there's such a there's so few ETH. There's less than 8 ETH in the pool, so you have less than $20,000. So a big sell could really hurt. I might have saved myself something there, because it is clearly. Oh, well, that's why somebody just bought fucking $4,800. Come on, bro. You see me trying to buy $4,800 worth of this shit? I'm not gonna lie. That was hot. That was smooth. That was smooth. Yeah. Let me on the line. All right, hold on. Let me message Aria Realty here, and be like, oh shoot. I was wondering why my swap failed. Some mad lad bought 4,800 worth at once. The mad lad. He instantly raised it from 2.8 cents to 3 cents. Added like a couple 100,000 to the market cap. That was insane. Again, not even mad. Little mad, but not that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Our Realty's like, oh, sheesh. Yeah, that was wild. Wild stuff. Anyway, Penguin Girl has replied to my and saying, oh, straight fire. Thank you, Penguin Girl, for the support. Y'all are my bays. Okay. Moving on here. The Baser says, bro, just sell it 100K and buy more crypto. Oh, the daCAT, no, that's my baby. And that'll be worth a hell of a lot more than 100K in the next year. I will, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. He always says, definitely got my little bag of DEVVE. Very nice. How much? How much? Meow, meow, meow. He always says, what can I do to serve you straight out of Gary V's playbook? He's helping it. He is. I'm sure he said stuff like that before. I actually got that though. Obviously, the JFK. Ask not what you can do. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And also, there's an episode of Gilmore Girls where Suki's like a week or two late, like giving birth, and the nanny or something she's hired is like, "What are you doing to serve the baby?" And it's like, "All here to serve it." It's like, like it's annoying, but like, hey, this could really work in a business sense. What can I do to serve the business? Crazy Dad 420, thank you for being a member. Saying almost 24 hours into a fast. Feels good so far. Going 36 to 48 hours. I am going to drink some egg whites. You know what? I had Wendy's and pizza the other day, and I had an upset tummy. So I was like, you know what? Body needs a little more stuff that's good for it, and not the horrible stuff. But it says keep it going for 72 hours, get into high ketosis. On the fourth day, cut carbs, eat a lot of protein and healthy fats, and you feel better than ever. High energy, mental clarity, and faster fat loss. One day I'll get that. Once my back gets fixed, I can't wait to get back in the gym. I can't wait to do all this stuff. Just can't heckin' wait. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Thanks for the info. It says, but make sure to watch your water and electrolytes intake, especially salt. Just drink some bouillon or electrolyte drink. Feel hungry, it's basically your body asking for salt. All right, well, good to know. But I'm not a dietitian. Thanks for the good advice. Zombie saying essence to the moon. Yeah, is anyone going to sell into that? Let's see if anyone sells into that. Staying there for now. I was wondering why my swap didn't work, and then I see that gigunda thing go through. I was like, oh, that's why. So weird, so strange. Anywho, OMI has posted saying, with fiat onboarding and platform-sponsored gas fees, acquiring and utilizing OMI to purchase from VeVe official on Stackr World is as easy as 1, 2, 3. That Michael Jackson song. Every digital collectible purchase permanently removes the token from circulation. OMI powers where the world collects. And shout out to Jacob Samuel, says, I just bought a VeVe gold and silver logo on Stackr World with OMI, and I have to say it was a seamless experience. I wonder what that's at. I wonder what that is at. Where's the VeVe gold? Ugh, my body. 22 in the market. I think it's 3,300, 3,500 now for a gold logo. And what is 16 million? Which is 3,300 if you buy it from the store, or if you buy it via OMI. So that is, yeah. Gold logo be going up. Be going up, chitches. Michael Saylor hints at buying more Bitcoin, saying send more orange. Of course he is. Viz Media. We have VeVe has a partnership with Viz Media. And they said, that's all for spring 2026 announcements. What are you most excited for? And I had asked them, you just recently inked a deal with VeVe Digital Collectibles. When can we get Ruby NFTs on VeVe? They have yet to respond to me, but I'll get that answer. I'll get that answer. How many times do you get to invest in a crypto at the very bottom of their history with an amazing utility ecosystem and a guaranteed amazing metaverse about to drop? Earth 2 is so undervalued. I know it is, and that's what I was trying to buy. And now I mean, it's still a bargain. Like, it's still, like, just because it's not 2.8 cents anymore and now it's 3 cents, but I could have gotten such a good price. And then somebody bought 4K worth, and it's a little softy on that. Shout out to Ghost PPX, the founder of Play Planet X. They are coming on the show tomorrow. The last seat with me and all dolled up from Sharby. They'll be on at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I have a meeting. Oh, I have so many meetings tomorrow. Oh, and then I have to stream on it. A lot of stuff going on. And then yeah, I got to finish the. I'm going to end it soon. I have to finish the. What's that called? I had to finish the Space Penguin comic. I see Earth 2 as a top 3 main metaverse token in the next 12 months. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Bill Gardner says, me too, for you. BB Zombie says, I see Earth 2 being, oh yeah, I just read that. Wes says, Essence will outperform most cryptos. I think it will. I mean, 100x, like $3. It's fine. It's fine. I think that's fine. Sam Comparone. What's up, Sam Comparone? Meow, 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 straight fire. Double straight, triple fire. Oh. Good then for Essence has a ton of potential. It does. Outside of the prettiest meta, like again, they lack their own, like they have their own IP, and they made so much money on the land sales. And it seems that more people are getting back into it. But and again, the transactions are multiple times per second. Somebody's being raided, droids are being supplied, droids are being built. Somebody's claiming Essence or turning Ether into Essence. Somebody is doing, buying from the bazaar, selling at the bazaar. There's just a lot of stuff that can be done. And people are building such beautiful things, and I can't wait to see them all in real life. I can't wait for the drone video game to be released. It's really good. Wes speaks the truth. Do you guys? I thank you, Ben and Korea, for being a member. I think that Essence will outperform OMI. It depends on how much is in the circulating supply, how much supply we have right now. Fully diluted is $10 million market cap, but what is the non-fully diluted version? Is it 5 million? Is it 2 million? Is it under $1 million? Even yeah. So again, for it to be $1 billion market cap fully diluted, it would have to do 100x, which is fine. But again, that's fully diluted. That's not including what, obviously it's much less than that when we talk about what's in the circulating supply right now. Dude, if that's at like $1 million, that is stupid low. Like stupid low. I'd love for them to sponsor the channel. They wanted me to like work for them as like a mod years ago, but they were like, do it for free. And I was like, Zombie says with percentages. Yeah. It's possible that you could see a multiple 100x, and I'd say 100x is reasonable considering the fully diluted market cap would be at that point $1 billion. But obviously when blow off top happens, stuff gets very unreasonable out there. It does. Moving on. Shout out to Janoy Evans saying, Randy Chavez, this one's for you. And the man has 69 Maseratis. Good for him. Went over Crappy Bird. Oh, pop culture anniversary movies. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters released on this day. On this day. June 8th, 1984. 3 parapsychologists forced out of their university funding set up a shop as a unique ghost removal service in New York City. Removal service in New York City, attracting frightened yet skeptical customers. Is Ghostbusters 1984 your favorite science fiction comedy of all time? Giveaway, share your best Ghostbusters collectible in the comments below for a chance to win. Entries close on June 8th. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Where's VeVe? Because I have a nice photo. Ow. Ooh. Sorry. My body. My head. I have one that I think my ex-girlfriend took. Yeah. Yeah, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's in the movie theater. Do I have to tag anything? Does that have to be... Nope. Don't have to tag. I'll just give him a meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. And Jacob Samuel, he bought a VeVe Gold Silver logo on Stackr. He bought ETH on Base via Coinbase integration, swapped ETH to OMI via swapping function, and used OMI to buy the collectible. Gary says definitely one of the best on the app to own. Welcome. Also, there's a rumor that Trump plans to introduce 0% capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto in the U.S. It'd only be American tokens. I guarantee you, like, OMI's not going to be one of them, or others aren't going to be one of them. When are the altcoins going to move after some? Probably. I would wager we're in like phase 2 where Ethereum is like not even full phase 2 yet, where Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin. Sometimes is Ethereum's just been so past couple of years. Yeah, I'd say after summer. You have to get the Bitcoin blow off top, then an ETH blow off top, and then alts, and then micros. So definitely not in the next month or two. I'd say, yeah, probably after summer, end of summer or after it. It's possible you get something in September because summer lasts until like September 21st or something. Like September 1st isn't like, oh, summer's over. You technically have a couple weeks left after that. And then we get spooky season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see it in any, I'd love to see it happen anytime, and the sooner the better, but you know, we're waiting. We're waiting on it to happen now. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says Bitcoin is a better form of money than gold. Agreed. Oh, shout out to Mumbot chilling with Ron English there, looking heckin' dope, saying chilling 5 points fest with Ron English. Love those two, they're great. Went over the buybacks or the burns from SHIRO that they're going to do. Went over the Creative Outlaw stuff. Went over that. Thousands of anti-ICE protesters have now taken over the streets of Los Angeles and are actively assaulting police. LAPD has now declared a citywide tactical alert, and it's only 3 p.m. So this is obviously 3 hours ago. Might want to activate those Marines soon at Secretary of Defense. I went over the Bitcoin and stuff, the all-time highs and the shorts. VeVe Meister says, Jacob Samuel, congrats and welcome to the Gold and Silver Logo Guild. 283,000 OMI have been burned in this transaction, judging by my other recent posts. Plenty of other people are still unaware, so here it goes. Every transaction on Stackr diminishes the circulating supply of OMI. Spread the word. Salami says, oh my God, VeVe official, maybe I'm super late noticing this, but when in a showroom, it looks like the app remembers where I left scrolling through collectibles. It's not exactly what people asked for, but it's definitely an improvement. That is great. Godzilla is Marvel's new Ghost Rider in a jaw-dropping crossover called Ghost Rider Zilla. That's incredible, and I can't wait to read that. And that's going to be it for the news on the day. Again, the news that my haters will hate and cry over is going to be, I'll launch the press release tomorrow night if it hasn't been released during the day. It's a potential for it to happen. It'll definitely happen next week. But I think I might want to, like, I'm trying to be respectful to them and be like, hey, you know, I don't want to release too early and step on their toes. So I was like, okay, you know, you guys release through your channels that'll look more official, but I could release it anytime. But I'd just rather it come from somebody else first instead of just me. And this way, oh, hey, look what this, you know, look at this. Would you look at that? Anyway, let's go to let's see what people are talking about on crypto Twitter. My back. Oh, Joey Swoll. Is this girl about to deadlift 200 pounds? Oh my God, that's incredible. People talking about Pepe on Sui. Cool. Janie Park says, smart ring summer is here. Oh, that's an ad. Never mind. But still love her. Nayib Bukele made an address to the nation saying, please drive the constitutional president of the republic, Nayib Armando Bukele Ortez. I guess he did something a few minutes ago. Space Penguins, this was 5 days ago, had their 1-year contract birthday, thanks to Smart DeFi for making it all possible. Oh, chocolate cake is so good. I need some chocolate cake right now. Crypto Empress, let's settle this once and for all. How exactly do you use the toilet? That's hysterical. I'd say 1, right? 1, yeah. DeLorean Labs gave me a follow, I think, because I might do something with them. We might get something together. We'll see. We'll definitely see in the next couple of weeks. You might see a new sponsor of the channel, hopefully. Can't wait to see it. All right. DeLorean Labs says, buckle up, time travelers. DeLorean isn't just about iconic cars. It's a full throttle lifestyle fueled by fearless innovation and a vision for electrifying future. Ready to ride the future? Want a sleek DeLorean scooter to zip through the streets? Tag your ultimate ride or die in the replies, and you both could score one. Oh, that's pretty dope. Looks like it was made with AI, right? Yeah, crazy. It's AU Charlotte, 38,000 followers, saying, Sharby's chart is interesting. It's a big surprise that's coming. The multi-chain queen of memes is ready to shake up Sol and Base. Join the revolution with Sharby token and hodl for epic rewards. Ben in Korea says, I feel stupid asking, but if I sell something on Stackr, I get paid in OMI, right? If so, how is OMI being permanently removed? And Kaki Guidance says, maybe you need to release a new update. Tokenomics updates, bros. Maybe. Long story short, if you go to sell something, let's say like something VeVe, right? That doesn't have the 6% fee of Marvel or Disney or MGM. If you just sell like a gold logo, the fees are not 2.5%. It's like 4.5%. So there's like 1.5 to 2%, you know, that's being burned from you. And that's how it goes. Ugh. LA rioter dances on burning car with Mexican flag. Downtown LA just hit a new level of unhinged. One rioter jumped on the top of burning car, waving a Mexican flag and dancing like it's some new kind of halftime show. Another vehicle didn't catch fire, but it got completely destroyed by the crowd. It's not a protest anymore. It's a full-on spectacle of destruction in the middle of LA. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. I'm going to, my back hurts. So I'm going to go hang on the, oh God, on that for a minute. Peanut bar to make me, yes, I was saying meow with each one. Bite me. Oh, also my pants are falling down. I don't know if you saw my butt. If you did, pre-show. Oh gosh. Oh. Okay. There we go. Half of LA are illegals. I mean, I don't know about percentages, but yeah, bad times. And this is why Trump won. Crypto says legend status only. Cristiano bringing home the trophy like he just joined the daCAT squad. Portugal on top. Crypto heating up. Real recognizes real. That's hysterical. Star Dogs is all about family. Aw. Love Star Dogs. And this was posted by Jin Token, not even the Star Dog account. Love Jin Token. Love Star Dogs. Love Darcy Donovan. Swampy number 5. Why is this from June? Should I change my names? Heck no, Swampy. Like there was only 4 votes on that. That was weird. I don't know why that was from June. Let's do what else is going on? Nancy May says these are domestic terrorists. Agreed. Is it O'Malley's birthday today? Might be O'Malley's birthday. Let's hear what he's talking about. Okay, can't join that. There's music going on there. LAPD swings back, arrests begin after hours of chaos. Cops finally made their move and started dragging people out. The freeway standoff turned into a full-blown clash as officer closed in and made multiple arrests on the spot. It's just the first wave, but if the crowd keeps pushing, it definitely won't be the last. Yeah, it's wild. God bless South Carolina. This isn't about left versus right. This is between good and evil. Agreed, Nancy. Agreed. Orange Bag Lady says, "Omi homie Janie." Ow, homie Max and Baby Magic. Thank you guys so much for the incredible coverage this week of the NFC Summit at Lisbon 2025. It looked amazing. Would have loved to join. My back is dead though. I will not be going to San Diego Comic-Con. I'll either be recovering from surgery or getting surgery or doing something that, or hopefully I don't need surgery. But I will be there for New York. I will come in a wheelchair, or hell or high water, I'll be there at New York Comic-Con. 500 active duty Marines ready to deploy to Los Angeles. U.S. Northern Command announces. We have Ramo or Ricky Art 141 saying, VeVe Digital Collectibles, just watched the live action Lilo and Stitch again with my mom after a magical trip to Disneyland, and it hit us right in the feels. Aw. Celebrating 70 years. Aw. I don't know what that is. Made me feel good. Looking real good. Okay. VeVe Magic says, guys, I've been in Portugal this week. Is this real life? Poor memories made. The sandwich kill season is in full effect. It still feels surreal. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for Stackr World and Dr. Profit for believing in and trusting in us. So she seems that she went there as a worker of Stackr and not VeVe. Interesting. Bro, these VO AI prompts are wild. Happy first birthday, Space Penguin. Oh, that's a cute cat. I want a cat. What did Waymo do to you? Terrible is breaking. Waymo self-driving cars vandalized, set ablaze on Los Angeles street near 101 freeway. A mostly peaceful protest. What did Waymo do to you guys? Like, what do they do? What do they do? All right, I don't really care about any of this. I'm going to go for my For You page now. Call me filthy, saying alien invaders need to be treated as an invading force. This is stupid. Agreed. Stackr says you can check the total amount of burnt OMI there on base scan. I'll probably just keep that up running in the background forever so I can always take a look. Love that. Love it. Oh, love you. Oh, need you. Oh, no matter what I do. Oh, all I think about is you. Oh, sorry. Love that song. Actually, don't really. Anyway, base scan here. Let's take a look. See. You could see all of the burns happening from 11, 15, 16, 17 minutes ago. All good fun. All good things. All good things. Gary O says, I've been watching the floor on this one. Finally pulled the trigger. It eluded me forever. Had to act quick because someone else bought, or before someone else bought, and it is the Secret Rare Fantastic Four. This is number 5, because that's the first appearance of Dr. Doom. Let me give him, say, epic. Love that. Cheech and Chong, open out the beer bottle. Cops show up and get finger, and I don't give a fuck because I'm a designated drinker. People asking about the last public mint in Marvel Comics #1 common cover. It's the inverse of the first public mint. And oh God, does he have it? Number 60,000. Oh my God, does he have that? 1963 SW. That's amazing. Okay. Yeah, Patu over. I agree. Clever jerk. This is Death Star popcorn bucket. Come on. I know Grogu's in there. Right? Right? Oh, that is not the I thought it was different. Anyway, it has sound. Let me give him straight fire. Also, I'm going to ask you guys something that I haven't asked since yesterday. And I think y'all know where this is going. Y'all could smash that like button. That could be a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Smash the super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Awesome, guys. You're awesome sauce. Okay, where am I? 1, 2. Nope. Okay, about that. Or that. We'll go for another 9 minutes just to make it 90 minutes, and that'll be it. Octo Weber says, let's go. There's something called XRP showing a strong trend. Yeah, they're up 4% on the day. There's an ad. There's a lot of ads here, and I'm not going to lie, I don't care for them. Greta Thunberg and her fellow Freedom Flotilla crew members have had their ship captured by Israel. What? I got to dig deep into that later. Non-fungible wonderful says, just saw someone say AI is like an evil genie when you're not specific enough with your wish. Gina says technical difficulties will reschedule. Thank you so much. I guess she had a space that she missed. Bro, I need some food. No, I don't. I don't need food. I am too fat. I don't need it. Captain VeVe says the highlight of NFC Lisbon 2025 was definitely to see that people were really interested in VeVe and Stacker and that they really liked it. Had over 40 to 50 talks in 2 days and signed up around 20 people in this time. That are, in my opinion, really good numbers just for me. I'm going to give him some hearts there because he deserves it. He says what the people really liked were to make pictures with one of my favorite collectibles, Grogu. It was a pleasure for me to talk with so many great people. See y'all next time. Congrats, Captain VeVe. Congrats. VeVe Meister says time to say goodbye and until next time. But more importantly, it's time to say thank you, Dr. Prophet, for welcoming the VeVe fan on his turf. What an amazing host. David, you and Dan Crothers for taking their time to spend quality time with us normies, also after the events. VeVe fan for having a blast with you in real life as always. For those who won't be able to make it to the next VeVe live event in the US, like me, I heard from different sources that 2026 Germany will happen. Can't stress enough, if you can make it somehow, come. You're coming alone, might be awkward. I can guarantee you, you will not be alone once you're there. Bye, Portugal, I'll be back. For those who would not make it here but would like to collect the VeVe thing logo, be sure to follow me. I'll be giving away one of these bad boys soon. Good for him. Good for him. OMI right now is down 98.4% from its high. That is wild. Should probably get more. And I wanted to go down another 50%. I wanted to get cut in half, but you know, obviously it's not. You're right. It's nice here the way it is. Also might move in 2026. They could. They definitely start in 2025, but yeah, it'll go into 2026. Call me Philby says, "Go Greta, go Greta." Oh, how old is she now? She's been like a kid for years. The main man himself. Oh, very nice. How much? Blow up. Care. Oh, it is O'Milly's birthday. Good for you, O'Milly. Oh God, there's a new crypto out called Elon Tried. Let's see if it's done anything. It's up 18%. It's been around for 22 hours, up 18% on the day. I think it got rugged because it looks like it says there's a $9 market cap and $12 in liquidity. Wait, what is this? This is definitely not it. I'm definitely on the wrong one. There's one called Elon Trump Wars. That's insane. It's down 86%. There's multiple Elon Trump Wars. Let's see. Yeah, having $9, that's not a thing. It's not a thing. Oh, okay. I guess it's done then. Okay, hold on. There's another Elon tried. Nope. Because there's no liquidity on there. What is it? F. All right, let me copy this contract address. That might be easiest. There are no results for that. That rug already? That is so strange. And this is why most meme coins go to zero. Larry getting reviewed this week. Oh, Brockman Blockchain says, good morning. Larry getting reviewed this week. Can't wait to have number 4 out. Number 5 is underway also. The item you'll need for number 5 will have no hint this time, so good luck. Good luck. Good luck, Mr. Brock. Oh, my body. Shout out to Memezilla. We got 5 minutes left. What should we take a look at? Let's take a look at Flow, because I haven't taken a look at Flow in a little while. 36 cents. Maybe I should buy more Flow. Flow seems to have been doing nothing. It's done nothing but go down. But again, when you have like now NBA Top Shots is on OpenSea, maybe UFC Strike is next, maybe NFL All Day is next. They're not sure. Illuvium's at $12. Should probably get a little more of that. Let's do Spores Network. I clicked on the wrong Spores. Can't believe there's more than one. SPO, the Spores Network, is up 0.5% on the day. 111,000 in volume, $200,000 market cap, 940K fully diluted, and it's got a bunch of partnerships it works with all the time. It's just nobody buys it, which is very strange, very, very strange. We did crappy. What else we got here? Get out of there. Do this. All right, I don't need to charge anymore. My charging's good. Oh my gosh, my body. Did Affinity, did daCAT, did Essence. Essence is up a little now ever since that. Boing. We did SHIRO. Let's do Bumper. See what the bump is at. Bump it up. Oh, it's not even. Okay, there we go. $22 in volume, $445,000 market cap. I don't know, man. I don't know about Bumper. I don't know what's going on there. There was so I have somebody coming on the show in like 2 weeks. They're from Hiney, Hiney, called Hiney Coin. It's up 30% on the day to a $900,000 market cap, 17,000 in volume, 75K in liquidity lock. There's only 330 holders, so it's very, very low. But I've been talking to them. They seem pretty chill. I can't wait to learn a little more about them. Yeah, that'll be fun to get them on. I don't have any. Maybe I'll get some at some point. Honestly, yeah, I was really hoping for that other deal to go through, and I could get, and most of it was going to go to OMI. Now that that's not going through, trying to think of what I could do to get more OMI. If someone wants to buy my number 41 logo, they totally can. Y'all just see that? Am I tripping? Did like the doors move? All right, maybe I don't know. We'll see. All right, we got 1 more minute here, so let's take a look at OMI again real quick. I don't think anything is going on with that. Oh, I guess they had also hired a comic book curator guy, because now only the event coordinator is up as a job listing. So there's that. Yeah, OMI's at 1.96 million in volume, not much. I don't know. I want to FOMO into something. I want to buy, but I don't have a ton of stuff to buy with. Gun to my head, I don't know. I would say DEVVE or DEFINITY goes first. But again, like you You announce Will Stewart, you announce Delubach. It doesn't seem like, regardless of what DEVVE announces, it doesn't seem like people, that they have an awareness problem. Same thing with DEFINITY. We'll try to get them in front of more eyes. But the thing is, they don't really need to raise money. They will, but they just don't need to right now. So it's one thing to get them in front of people that just can give them money, but it's another like, hey, what type of value are you adding? Anyway, I'm gonna go finish the rest of the Space Penguins comic. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye, Dachi. Bye, Dachi. I love you all. Do you ever feel